I'm your host, JP. This is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. What's happening, guys? And what's going on, Josh? Okay, I already know you're not in... Guys, just forewarning you guys, he's not in the best of moods. He just got off of work, okay? We have 9 to 5s. We have 9 to 5s right now, you know. If you guys are trying to support, you know what I mean, that we'll get to all that. Yeah, we'll get to that at the very end of the episode. But for right now, I know, Josh, you're kind of in a funk right now. I get it. We all understand. It's funny because I was like, I have this article, right? And I was typing out, you know, obviously, you know, I put together our ideas and, you know, what we're going to talk about. Yes. You know, I'm that guy. Mm-hmm. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
And there was this one that I was just like, should I leave it for the end? Should I put it for the beginning? And when you walked in here right before we started recording, I was like, how you feeling? And you just gave me a sigh.
No. So this first topic is probably going to set the bar off. So let's just get on with it.
All right. Because I picked this one specifically. If it does not make you laugh, it's just not your day. It's just not your day. But the very first topic that I picked for you today is Nicolas Cage remembering his thoughts in the womb. Oh, my boy. My boy comes out with this detailed description. Okay, I'm going to play you the video so you can see how kind of insane he is. But this is coming from Stephen Colbert's late night show. As you guys know, at the time of recording this, there has been the strike with the Writers Guild. So this was pre strike. So I'm just letting you guys know, so you know nobody gets like, oh, what? Stephen Colbert's still on air? No.
Yeah, no.
This was prior. He's off air.
Probably a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Now. So all these articles they could be recent. They could be from a few days ago. It just depends what catches our eye and you know what we do. So. With that, Josh, I'm going to let you listen to Nicolas Cage talking about his inner womb activities.
Jeez.
What is your earliest memory?
Wow, I don't remember. Let me think. I think, listen, I know this sounds really far out, and I don't know if it's real or not, but sometimes I think I could go all the way back to in utero and feeling like I could... like see faces in the dark or something. I know that sounds powerfully abstract, but that somehow seems like maybe it happened.
These faces in the dark, were other people in there with you, or were these things that your prenatal mind was conjuring?
Now that I'm no longer in utero, I would have to imagine it was perhaps vocal vibrations resonating through to me in that state. That's going way back, so I don't know. But that comes to mind.
All right, no, I buy it.
He sounds like a fucking stoner. Like he got high before the show and was like, let me tell him about my prenatal thoughts. What the fuck?
My boy said in utero. I've never even heard that kind of
no.
that kind of talk. Do doctors even say that? Your baby's in utero? In your urtosis or something? Like,
man, no, that doesn't sound accurate at all. How the fuck?
I'm hoping it was a joke because this is a late night show and you know they gotta crack jokes, but. You know, Nick Cage has, it's
hard to tell with Nick Cage.
Yeah, he says some far out shit sometimes. There's been some pretty funny shit that comes out of this man's mouth.
Yeah, no.
I mean, the way he describes it would be the way, but come on, man, ain't nobody remembering nothing in the womb.
You try to put logic to it, which, I mean, almost makes sense, but again, how the fuck do you go back and remember all that?
It's the being able to say it without like laughing.
Oh yeah, he's
like
dead ass. He's dead
like
ass.
I was hoping he was gonna let out like at least a little giggle, you know, because I haven't actually seen the clip. I know what he says, but I haven't seen the clip, and I was just like, I was hoping there was gonna be a little, you know what I mean? Just kidding.
Yeah.
LOL, just pulling your leg.
Mans was dead ass, you could tell.
And then Stephen Colbert, yeah, I buy it, and he didn't even be like,
If I was Steven, I would have died laughing. I would have been like, really?
Yeah.
Really, Nicolas Cage?
We're just gonna swipe
So
to the next
about
card.
Renfield.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that's the kind of humor that he probably brought to Renfield. So that's pretty neat of Nicolas Cage to be able to remember all the way back in utero. I'm gonna have to get on whatever he's on so I can remember back in utero as well.
That's crazy.
That sounds like when you're on shrooms and people are talking to you and you felt the
Yeah.
vibrations or something. I don't know.
He said vibrations.
I don't know.
Oh my god, man, no.
Well, I don't know, but I hope this made you smile. Did it
No,
make
no,
you
that
smile?
was kind of funny, yeah.
Okay.
That
Well,
was dumb.
but what's really great is this next part because Smile 2 has been confirmed.
Why the fuck?
A double smile for me and you. Get it? And then now we're going to Smile
Yeah,
2.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Segue great. Okay, so Smile 2 in the works has been officially confirmed. Now, this was confirmed back at CinemaCon, but, we were covering all the major stuff and,
We're covering the Flash.
Yeah,
Important stuff.
yeah. There were a lot of important things that happened at CinemaCon, the Flush, and this one was one of those that kind of slipped through the cracks for us. But it's good hearing that it is coming out with the second one. Now we did hear that it took only I believe they said about literally 10 million to make or something, super small budget, small budget, and it was supposed to be just direct to Paramount Plus. But then somebody saw it and was like, no, this is for the movie theaters. And, they had that crazy ad campaign where they were, putting people in bleachers just standing there smiling and, on across the street and bus routes and stuff.
Fuck.
They were just standing around smiling. So the promotion went hard for this movie, and it wound up raking in dough. I think it made over $200 million on a $10 million budget.
Mm-hmm.
That's great for a scary movie, for a horror movie. You know what I mean? So that's Shazam 2 numbers. You feel me? So all that happening, I mean, it came out last year. So it being greenlit, I thought it was going to be greenlit a long time ago. I thought as soon as it, was doing way past what we thought expectations were, that, it was going to just be, oh yeah, greenlit, Smile 2. But no, they did it at CinemaCon, and it's good to know.
They were probably just holding off till CinemaCon. They didn't want to reveal anything too big.
Now, this is one of those that's going to be is it in limbo? Will it come out, when it says it will? Because, there is a writer's strike going on, right? Underlying issues that are happening. So, I mean, it could be in production. A script could have been in already, you know what I mean? I'm sure that's why they were probably waiting to greenlight it to see what kind of script comes in or whatever may have happened. But this one may be on pause, may not. I'm sure these movies don't take a long time to make. You know what I mean? Horror movies, they're not like superhero movies. So I'm sure even with a little bit of issues that are happening right now, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to say a little bit because that sounds like I'm downplaying it. With these issues that are happening as of right now, you know what I mean? It will be unclear if it's going to make the window, but at the same time, I'm holding out hope that this, strike goes away quick and we fast track this as soon as possible.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I don't know. I think a lot of movies might end up in limbo, and this one could be it. I mean, if they just barely announced it, I doubt they have a script together.
I mean, yeah, that could be it too. It just depends because sometimes, kind of like the Batman 2, they didn't want to green light it into production until a script was ready. So maybe that's why it took a second to be in this one as well. I'm not sure.
All that means is that all these things going into production now, or they either have a script done and can't do rewrites, or they don't have a script done, which means they can't even start moving forward. Well, I think we'll start finding that out as the strike continues. But for now, it's more of I think a few other things are still moving forward production, but can't do rewrites.
Yeah.
Or reshoots, whatever. So, as the strike continues, we'll see what becomes affected and all that.
And it could be, and I just want to say, and I just want to point it out there because I was really proud of myself. I had called it where they would have probably used Chat GTP and maybe had people rewrite them and stuff like that in our episode that dropped on Saturday. So if you guys haven't heard that, go check that out. But this movie could be a product of that as well. You know what I mean? Now that we're hearing that that's what executives have been shopping around with, officially, because the trades did, put that out there. Now that it's been officially announced, could this movie and maybe a few movies down the line be, a product of ChatGTP and maybe just humans rewriting it? That's the only way. That's another way that I think that they could probably, fast track it. They feed it the information from the first movie. Say, hey, this is how big we want the script, whatever. Pump out this script real quick, and then, bang, Smile 2. Doesn't that sound crazy though?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
it plausibly crazy.
Sounds like a crazy concept for sure. It's just, I hope they're not moving that fast with the fucking AI. I don't know. Because if they start using AI now that the writers aren't doing their job and like going on strike and stuff, that's gonna cause more problems. That now you're using AI to replace. You're not using AI to help.
We're all gonna be replaced by robots. Skynet is real. I even seen an article too. It's crazy that ChatGPT might be putting those like military dogs. I don't know if you've seen those military dogs that they have, the yellow ones with like legs, and they're able to like to actually do crazy stuff. No, yes, maybe.
I think I might have seen something like that.
Yeah, I'll show you a video of them, but yeah, I'm thinking this is gonna be the wave, and that's how movies are gonna be produced. So maybe possibly that could be happening. I'm hoping with the strike going on that they're not using any ChatGPT, because that's just terrible. You know what I mean? Let them know you're being replaced by robots. Don't just be like, all right, they're out the house, let's go ahead and use this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's hopefully that's not happening, because that'd be more horrific than Smile 2. You know what I mean? So we'll have to wait.
I don't know why this movie got a sequel, for me and for real.
Really? You don't care for it?
Not really, no. The first one was it was kind of just
I like the first one.
I don't know
I thought the first one was real different.
I think it would have been fine, but like the way it ended and the way it tried to like play it as a twist, like I don't know. I feel like it would have been fine if it was just straight to the end, but no, they kind of felt like they dragged it on for it to end up in a sequel. You know what I mean?
There was no twist. You mean like the ending? Well,
it's kind of like a twist.
Well, that it didn't die or didn't go away.
Well, yeah, or that it was all in that chick's head and whatnot. Whatever the fuck.
It wasn't in her head. The monster was real. It was yeah, no, they cleared it for a second. I don't think there was a twist. I didn't like that I will be honest, I didn't like that, I believe, spoilers for Smile 1 if you guys haven't seen it, but I believe the main character died, and I gotta rewatch the movie. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. They both died, and that's something that I didn't like, because I was like, oh, whoa, I thought they were, she was in a... Not that I care if the actual star makes it or not, but just the way they set it up felt like it was just pulled from underneath us kind of thing. So I was just like, oh, never mind then. I was like, maybe that was just what they wanted to go for, but I just felt very betrayed by it. So I would say that was my only gripe about the movie. But honestly, I thought this movie was fresh and different. I literally... I felt like this movie had more scares and more like believable scares than a lot of new horror movies nowadays. This one and The Barbarian.
The Barbarian, like
that shit made you not stutter, static, like TV static, bro.
That shit made me like, that movie is just so like it's stained in my brain. Like I can't, no matter how much I want to forget it, I know I won't be forgetting it. I don't know. I feel like it's this one, and then it's like the recent ones, like The Truth or Dare, things like that. Where they share.
I will tell you that I kind of felt like that one. The Smile was like Truth or Dare.
That's why. Yeah. So like the new ones like that, where they take a simple concept and they kind of blow it out and make it look scary. I have a harder time believing, if that makes any sense.
I will say they're little. I think when they were talking about it, the director and maybe a couple of the cast, when they were like, yeah, like, what's so scary about a smile or whatever, and blah blah blah, and they try to put like this horror spin on like smiling. I was like, when you talk about it out loud, it sounds dumb. When I seen it in the movie, I was like, this like, it kind of hits. It's crazy, it's scary, but like, I don't know. But I'm a horror fanatic. I love horror films. So, and maybe you're just not a horror person, and it's very hard for you to like believe this kind of stuff. But you can believe the shit in Barbarian.
Dog, that movie, that I mean, okay, well, that movie and the premise of it is a byproduct of like, I don't want
Actual real stuff,
yeah, like that shit. I admit, okay, not a lot of that shit can happen, but if they were to really be like, hey, enough genetic code, it'll happen. I imagine it would happen.
Yeah, okay.
Like
There's kind of okay. So your disbelief can be suspended because there's some kind of like actual truth behind it. Because shit like that can actually. Okay, I get you. This one you kind of feel like a demon making you smile. That's kind of
that one's kind of.
I will say, and you got to give it the props. The kills in this movie were
they
actually
had good
A1.
kills,
Kills in this movie were actually A1.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people say like that's just like a giant bonus for horror movies is when the kills are just gruesome and bloody, and you actually are some people faint at that shit. But I think one thing I can't watch is when they start gouging eyes. I think that's one thing. Like that shit's gross. Or like when they're like cutting their back. I don't like that either. That shit kind of gives me the
that reminds me of like Freddy vs. Jason when he's burning into his brother's back or whatever.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, that one's horrifying.
I think what gets me is slicing of bones and things like that. Things piercing skin.
Oh yeah.
Like in general,
Mm-hmm.
like it's one of the like I can watch the Saw movies, but those like all those scenes where.
They're like going
they're
through,
digging into their bone or shit like that, like
or digging in their skin like
can't
this.
watch,
Yeah,
can't watch it.
I get you. Damn. Yeah. I want to know your guys's horror icks are. Let us know at our our handles on Twitter and all that.
Yeah.
But moving on, one thing that gave other people that kind of like nasty, weird ick is Anthony Starr. Because he's coming out saying that season 4 is even weirder than the first 3. And if we know the boys, if you guys have been watching them, motherfucker, it does get weirder every single time. The beginning of season 3, fucking horrendous, bro. I could have lived my whole life without that scene in my head. But Anthony Starr saying that it's taking it up a little bit higher. I mean, what do you think is happening? I'll give you the context of his statement right now. But what do you think in your head? What can you imagine could be possibly happening, even with the information of what happens in season 1, 2, and the beginning of the season 3?
Because I think it starts to get more bizarre after season 1. Season 1 had its moments, but I don't think it's the weirdest season. Season 2 felt kind of tame. Also, I think season 3 is when they decided to really kick it up a notch. And not even for that episode where, where they showed that whole superhero sex thing, that was weird, but it wasn't as weird, And then I don't even know where they could take season 4 because Homelander does weird stuff all the time. Like when he drank that goat milk or whatever the fuck, like he does weird, bizarre shit like that.
Kept homegirl alive in his penthouse.
Oh my god! Till she fucking killed herself
with her own tongue.
For real.
That was crazy.
For real.
Oh damn. But he does say he says, I was looking at the person I was opposite and said, what am I doing? I can't believe this. I could have done anything else with my life, but here I am doing this. It was truly the most bizarre thing I've ever done. Who do you think is on the other side of him?
Oh, it could be anybody. What should just be like Butcher or Huey Campbell? One of those, I imagine.
Nah. When these guys, I feel like when these guys talk about what happens on set, I feel like there's actual like crazy shit. I didn't think that at first because with season 1 they were saying like there's crazy amounts of whatever, and I was like, nah. But then they had like I can't use their actual names because they're probably different, but like the stretchy dude over here and this like. Gay bars, sucking dick and doing all this crazy shit, and then what do you call it? Like later down the line, like it just got. I think you're right. Season 1 was pretty tame, but it did get like real like weird in some chunks, and then season 2 got a little bit more unhinged. But season 3, man,
Season
that
3 is just
I'd
full
say
sync.
I will really say season 3. Oh, one thing that I thought was crazy that I would never thought I would have seen in a series anything is a boat ramming a whale. Who would have thought that shit, man? I would have never thought in a million years I would have seen that, like, at all.
Yeah, no, I've never would have seen that either.
I don't know. I'm trying to think, but it seems like every single time they up the bar, and I can't even think. I don't think they're messing around when they say crazy shit is happening on this set.
Honestly,
because they do some crazy shit. That whole scene in season 3 when they were like, when they did that little Superman comic riff, and he was like, why don't you just jump?
Oh, yeah.
And she was just like, well, I don't want to anymore. He's like, yeah, just fucking jump.
Yeah,
I was like,
she fucking jumps. Jeez.
I don't think she jumped. I don't think she
yeah,
jumped.
well, you know what I mean. She hit the ground next scene. We don't know who did it, but we know it happened. Yeah, no, I don't know what he could mean. This just sets up the bar where you're like, well, damn, what could we gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, because season 4, the way season 3 left off, season 4 is gonna get nuts, and I'm hoping this is a season where we actually see Homeboy snap and just go crazy at one point, like just, because I mean, he can't survive forever. There's no way that this shit's happening and he's just gonna stay alive and stay alive and stay alive. They can probably.
That was one of my things about where the show could go way down the line, because I think they've said before they don't want Homelander redeemed at any point.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's gonna end up dying at some point.
I hope so. I don't want to see a redemption arc. He's a real asshole, and I would just want to see him like. Honestly, I thought season 3 was gonna do it. I thought they were gonna do it season 3 with Soldier Boy, and I thought Soldier Boy was gonna be the next main bad in season 4.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're still both out there kicking, and we might see Soldier Boy and Gen V. So I don't know. I don't know where this is gonna go, but I'm hoping that they do get to the point where they finish him off.
Yeah, because by the end of season 3, the world accepts him for what he does. His psycho ass.
Yeah,
he like kills the dude. He shoots the dude with his fucking laser eyes, and everyone starts applauding. And he's just like, "Well, fuck, who knew that they liked this?"
Yeah, like
so,
you dirty fucks.
Like, who knows where it can go for real.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Season 4 is gonna be nuts. Like every other season, it gets crazy. Oh, another crazy one was that crazy scene with what's her name's brother when he got finished off by what was her name? The Nazi chick?
Oh, fuck.
Forgot her name.
I forgot her name too.
Yeah, Stormfront. Yeah, when he was when she finished him off and he went like broke the wrists and then just like I was like, damn.
Yeah.
When the blind kid, when Homelander just slapped his ears and was like,
he was just like, what's his little thing?
Yeah, I was like, damn. Yeah, Homelander can't be redeemed. I don't care what anybody says. No redemption arc for him. You know who does and is possibly getting one, though, is Taika Waititi, because he's going to take another stab. Now, we didn't hear anything about this at the Star Wars event. We didn't hear any of this at CinemaCon. We didn't hear nothing about Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie. But apparently, an insider, somebody who's close to Taika, is saying that he's taking a movie called Clara and the Sun. That's what it's called. And saying that after that film, he was weighing his number of options for his next film, which is after Kuya. What was it called again? Clara and the Sun. I said Kuya. He said once the deal closes that he'll more than likely start focusing and being committed to directing Star Wars next year. So in 2024. But that would put the movie on track to release in 2025. And if that's the case, why didn't we get a reveal with that movie? Because right now we only got 3, right? 3 in the chamber. We got Rey's movie, we got Dave Filoni's Mandoverse movie, and we got James Mangold's First Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So where this one's gonna fit in and why we're hearing all this stuff about Taika's movie. Kathleen Kennedy didn't even say anything about it. I don't even remember if she commented anything about it, if anybody asked her about it. Oh yeah, they did, and I think they said that they were still in talks and still working on it, but she never announced anything. So I don't know. What are you thinking? Are you excited for Taika Waititi Star Wars?
No, I am not. There's no way. I've seen his movies, and I'm not acting like a hater toward him because I enjoy some of his stuff, but I can't see him tackling Star Wars. I don't know why. I don't think his humor and all that will mesh well unless he decides to take it seriously, and then in which case then I'll have to wait and see. But as of judging by his other films, I don't know if I could take it seriously.
Yeah, no, I don't. Me personally, I don't want to be the one who says, "Oh, Love and Thunder flopped, so he's not a good filmmaker," because that'd be cap. It's not. That's not true. It's not that he's a bad filmmaker. Is that he made a stinker. There's a couple movies I can't agree on. I do like Jojo Rabbit and all that stuff. I think he does do good work when he's, when he's not 100% going full goof. And I think with Star Wars, that's going to be like, oh, yeah, I want to just go 100% full goof. And I feel like that's what he wants to do with this franchise as well. I mean, Star Wars is known for outlandish shit, but, like, not making fun of the, what happens within Star Wars is one thing that the fandom can live with. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that I think the fandom doesn't need right now is another Star Wars movie that could be divisive. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be like, you're going to have the Taika Waititi fans that love Taika Waititi movies, like, oh, yeah, this is a great Star Wars movie. I fucking love this movie. And then you're going to have other Star Wars fans that are like, fuck Taika. He fucked up Star Wars for us. Right? He ruined Star Wars. Taika Waititi ruined Star Wars. He never come back, It's just,
sound like you were trying to sound like Sylvester Stallone for a second.
Oh.
You're like, hey, Adrian.
I was trying to make their voices distinguishable, but I feel like both sides sounded the same.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I have faith in Taika's Star Wars film. I mean, if his next one ends up doing well, then all right. But his filmmaking style is kind of just
not your cup of tea.
Yeah, no, not really. It has its moments, but
I don't even like tea.
But other than that, it's not for me.
I get you. I'm on the same page with you. I'm on the same page. I think that he should not be helming a Star Wars movie. If he does, I cross my fingers and hope for the best because Star Wars cannot take another hit like this. It's already, honestly, I feel like it's slowly going downhill because of like how fandom keeps on splitting. I think Disney having, have put out Boba Fett and Obi-Wan like kind of hurt it in a way. So I'm hoping they're finding their footing and they're finally understanding like what good, shows could be and what good, movies could be in Star Wars. You know what I mean? They had a few hits. It's just the consistency that needs to start happening. You know what I mean? Hit after hit, like Marvel used to be. You know what I mean? Like hit after hit hit. But moving on, though, we also got word that Emma Watson will plan to return to acting after, she says that she felt caged before she let go. Now we did talk about this when we were like, what was the last thing that she was in? You know what I mean? What was the last? For me, it was Beauty and the Beast. That was the last thing I seen her in. I think that was like back in 2016 or 2017. I haven't seen her since, but according to this article, the last movie she was in was where is it? I found it before. It was in a movie back in 2018. Yeah, I can't seem to find it, but it was in a movie back in 2018 that was her last like acting job as of recently. She did say that in this article that she did feel caged and that's why she wanted to leave. 2018's Little Women. That was the last movie that she was in. So,
well, damn.
Yeah, it's been a while. But I'll read you the article, or I'll read you what she says so you kind of get some background on why she felt caged.
Okay.
She says, one thing I found really hard was that I had to go out and sell something that I really didn't have very much control over. To stand in front of a film and have every journalist be able to say, how does this align with your viewpoint? It was very difficult to have to be faced and the spokesperson for things I didn't get to be involved in with during the process. I was held accountable in a way that I began to find really frustrating because I didn't have a voice, I didn't have a say. And I started to realize that I only wanted to stand in front of things where if someone was going to give me flack about it, I could say in a way that didn't make me hate myself. Yes, I screwed up. It was my decision. I should have done better. She says that she absolutely plans to return to acting, and she will be shooting a film next year. That she was happy to sit and wait for the right thing. She says she loves what she does, and it's finding a way to do it where I have the fracture to be myself in different faces and people, and I just don't want to switch into robot mode anymore. She says so. Now, does she have a right to feel this way? Sure, that's fine. But to me, that sounds like crybaby boo-boo shit. That to me, and sorry, Emma, I think you're fine as fuck. I think you're cool. Hermione. I think you're dope. You're a good actress. Yeah, rock on, Hermione. But any movie that you put, even when you were putting out Harry Potter, you think that you were in that creative process? No, you are promoting something that was written and you were hired to play a role in that. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally your job. Mm-hmm. If you feel caged, I mean, maybe that's why you took this hiatus. Hopefully you understood that if you feel caged, that's because your job, those are your job parameters. You know what I mean? They're going to ask you those things, and you could just say, if you wanted to, you could say some bullshit answer that tiptoes around it and doesn't necessarily give them an answer. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a way to do that. PR teams tell you that all the time. I just find it to be very, like, oh, like, feel sorry for me type stuff. But, like, why? If that's your job. That's your, you know what I mean? That's what you were there for. If you don't like it, good, step back. But, you know, that's what you're there for.
Yeah, no, that's that does sound very whiny. You're kind of just like, you chose your path, you know, to complain about any boxes or whatever that you put, that society puts you in, quote unquote, is just it's crybaby shit. You get paid to do it. Like, it's not like
millions of dollars.
Yeah, it's not like you're doing it for freelance in a shitty ass job. No, you're a well-defined actress in a very successful you were in a very successful franchise where you got your name and stuff. So, I mean, you can't complain, because at the end of the day, you're still Emma Watson. You're going to make Emma Watson money.
Yeah, and I know people are going to hear this and be like, oh, what? They're fucking mean. Why are they saying that? It's Emma Watson. If she feels caged, she could feel like that. But listen, let's put it into perspective, right? We have writers on a strike right now who are not getting paid their fair share, who are broke up until, their awards at the Oscars, you know what I mean? That are broke up until they get paid at the end. And even then, they got to go through a hassle to get those reshoot monies and shit like that. We have people down there that are actually fighting for real stuff. And, she's paid millions of dollars to do this and actually just promote her face with the product and do all this stuff. And you feel caged about doing that. That's your job. You know what I mean? That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I don't know. It all just sounds very dramatic. To locked up in a cage, to all the other stuff she said, it's very weird wording and placement for this sort of thing. So, I mean, good she's coming back. Bad that she's coming back like this.
Yeah. Hopefully her next role is good. Like I said, I personally, I like her as an actress. I guess you can say I know her more from Harry Potter. I did only see her in that Beauty and the Beast movie, but I'm hoping whatever role she takes, hopefully, you align with that point of view and you're able to, find some similarities. And it's even crazy because you say yes or no to your roles.
Yeah, and most
you read the script and you could say this isn't me. I don't like this.
Yeah, most actors say they resonate with characters half the time, unless you're a badass actor, and then then you pick up whoever you want to pick up. But even to that certain extent, most actors know and understand who they're playing.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make much sense. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hermione.
Yeah.
It's Leviosa.
Leviosa.
It's all right, but I'm going to have you talking about something right now, and that's James Gunn. Here we go. So he says that Ta-Nehisi Coates' Superman movie is still on the table. He's been doing press junkets for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is out right now. If you guys are trying to go watch it, we're going to go watch it whenever we can. Not very in a rush for Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm just saying that right now. But I'm down to watch it. We're going to get around to it. We're not haters. But he does say in this interview, saying that about, what was the name? Ta-Nehisi Coates' Superman movie, saying, that's an exciting movie. I know that Chantel Nong, who is the executive on that project, is extremely excited about it. So if it comes in and it's great, which I haven't read the script, and if the timing is right, that could absolutely happen. That's totally unrelated. It would be an Elseworlds tale like Joker. So saying that, the Superman movie, the Black Superman movie, is still on the table. Why not the Snyderverse, bro? I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm playing. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Okay. Well, that's nice. I think that sounds nice. I have no real input on it other than that.
I mean, it's not gonna come anytime soon. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, let's say the script and everything's there because it was set to start filming before James Gunn became DC Studios and before the acquisition. Mm-hmm. It was already supposed to start kicking off, but it was put in the back burner because of all these, decision making and whatnot. So it's good to hear that it's still on the table, but we're not getting that until after Superman. Yeah, the Superman legacy.
I think not until they start establishing their own fucking universe. That's when they'll start laying out Elseworld shit. Which is a little weird also because by that point we'll have the Batman and then Joker 2.
Yeah, and it's gonna be really hard to like it. Elseworlds movies sound.
Jesus,
I know, word salad.
What?
It's a word salad.
I've never heard
I was fucking with the word salad. It's okay. Anyways, damn, made me lose my train of thought. God damn it! You put more words in my salad, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. It's not probably not gonna happen anytime soon. So I mean, though. It's good to hear an update on it, and it's good to hear that, we're going to have those Elseworlds movie. It's going to be kind of weird because general audiences aren't going to it's going to be very hard for them to understand what's what. I don't know if maybe them putting it maybe on HBO Max, saying it's just going to be a Max original or something would make it better. But I'm just saying, he's not going to do that because he's not going to hinder his DCU or DCU
I'd put a
right now.
I put a fat label on the movie.
On what movie?
Like the movies, like in the opening credits. Like if
I was
establishing them, and then I'd be like, somewhere else in the multiverse or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Maybe have a different opening too.
Yeah.
You know how they have their opening for their DCU movies or whatever. Just have a different opening that says Elseworlds in big old titles or something.
Mm-hmm. See, James Gunn, we already cooking for you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure but he would have to do that. He would have to do that on HBO Max first. Yeah. Have him distinguish it first. Maybe put that movie on HBO Max first so people know what it's going to look like. Mm-hmm. And then put the next one into a movie. You know what I mean? Into a theatrical thing. But, who knows how they're going to plan that out. I mean, their DCU sounds like it's still up in the air. But it sounds like it's coming together according to Frank Grillo himself. Coming out the studio, very excited, and hyping up James Gunn's Creature Commandos. I'm gonna let you listen to it, just so you can get your dose of hype for James Gunn.
Okay, so I'm leaving this great place called I can't tell what it's called. We just shot some more episodes of Creature Commandos. And boy, is it fucking good. Stay tuned.
He says, dare I say James Gunn is a genius. James Gunn is a genius. Hashtag genius maximus, he says. Hashtag Creature Commandos. Hashtag Rick Flag. So, hyping up this show, hyping up James Gunn, saying he's a genius. He's a genius, but he put out Peacemaker. He's a genius, but he put out Peacemaker. He put out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, but he's a genius. He's a genius. It is what it is. Look, I'm not a James Gunn hater. I understand you got to promote your own, shows. I'm still not it seems like as we get closer to these shows and like I'm seeing them, I'm just like so anxious of what the product's going to be. You know what I mean? And them hyping it up, I know you have to hype it up because it's your job. It's your job. But I hope that these reactions are genuine. I hope that they are, I hope this show is actually great and funny and not stupid. I hope that, I just hope that that whatever he's cooking, producing, whatever the fuck is good. That's all I hope. I hope it's good. That's me keeping my hopes up.
I'm a James Gunn hater. No, but
certified.
Certified Gunn hater. I don't know. I'm still very skeptical on the show and stuff, and I still don't know this group of people. I mean, it's good, like you said, good for him for hyping it up and stuff, but that's his job. How can we trust anything he says? You know what I mean?
Right. And he did make it a point to say like, I'm salty at Marvel, that's why I'm jumping to DC. Yeah. So can we really trust Frank Grillo?
He's biased.
Mad biased, bro.
He's sucking nuts so he can stay on the job.
Hella nuts.
Yeah.
Salty nuts.
For real.
James Gunn nuts.
James Gunn salty nuts. Yeah, no, there's no way. It just sounds like very typical stuff. This doesn't sound like Jason Momoa, like excited filming himself for Lobo future type shit. This feels like,
yeah, that seemed genuine.
Yeah, and this feels more like I gotta generate hype for the show coming out soon. So it felt like two different things.
Yeah, because and especially knowing the backstory, knowing that he was salty at Marvel for the little bit of time that he had, knowing that like he wanted a bigger role within the MCU, but it was cut so short, and he felt that way. That now that he's at the point where like he can have his kind of like Zachary Levi, where he can keep his job if he hypes this up, and if the show does well and everything, that he can keep coming back as Rick Flag, not only in this animated form but also in live action. So I mean, he's working hard for the bag. I tell you, he's working real hard.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
real team company man.
Yeah, good for him for wanting to keep his job and stuff. I can understand that. It's just, again, I don't know these characters. I don't really care for them, and it's James Gunn's formula of just taking in strays and fucking with them. So
taking in strays.
I don't mean like.
Well, I mean, we know that he's gonna be bringing over his people from Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, I don't mean. That's what I was getting at. I don't mean like actors and stuff. I mean like comic book characters.
Oh, gotcha.
Like people don't know who Creature Commandos are, or the elite, or
damn, Frank Grillo ain't got no work. Come here.
Yeah, like yeah, we know he's scooping up his friends and stuff. That's a no brainer. We talk about that shit all the time because we know he's working with his friends, and he isn't really moving forward with casts or directors, but he can hire himself and his friends. So who cares? The show, when this show comes out, my expectations are gonna have to be set very low because I already don't know the characters, and I already don't like James Gunn's products half the time. So
I'm not gonna set my expectations low. I think expectations should be moderated at a good spot depending on what you're getting. Now, I know James Gunn could put out some good movies, so we're not all the way. I would say my hype level will go from 0 to a 10. I would say my hype level for at least Creature Commandos, I'm not saying, and for his old DC slate, I would give it like a 7 for my hype for that one, or a 6.5. For Creature Commandos, I'm like at a 5.5. Like, I'm interested because of the cast that he has, but at the same time, I'm not so much because what the fuck are you gonna do? Are you gonna make them, Guardians of the Galaxy? Is this your first Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever? You know what I mean? We don't need goofy stuff all the time. I need some hard hitting shit that's gonna make you feel like you have actual stakes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
so, I'm keeping my expectations at a good spot. I mean, 1 to 10, at least for just Creature Commandos. What's your hype for it as of right now? Hearing all the information that you have.
Okay, so I enjoy the cast, and I do think Frank Grillo, something like that. Grillo will do fine and things like that, and I do like David Arbor. So the cast alone sounds nice, but the material and stuff I'm not too sure about. I'd say maybe like a 5-6, just because I already know, you know what I mean. I know you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Good shit, good.
Picking up what you're putting down. What I'm also picking up is Zack Snyder, because boy, oh boy, did we find out that we got a big thing, okay? A big step forward at Netflix. We finally got an animation studio to bring to life Twilight of the Gods, Zack Snyder's Norse mythology tales. Now, they're not a big company. They don't have like, you know, they're not DreamWorks, okay? They're not DreamWorks. They're not Disney Animation, but they have done a few movies. One notable one was back in 2003 was Looney Tunes Back in Action. It had Brendan Fraser in there. The animation with live action was actually pretty well done. I Lost My Body back in 2019. Zig and Sharko. A lot of different Chippendale Park Life. Back in 2021, it was a TV series on Disney Plus. So I mean, they've done a lot of good work. I'm happy that we finally got an animation studio, because we always knew that this show was going to be animated. We never heard any kind of tidbits about it since 2019 when it was announced.
Well, yeah, that's right. They did announce. Homie did announce this way back when.
Yeah, like we have not gotten anything for it, and neither for that Las Vegas one. So I'm hoping that this animation studio is going to be doing that as well. But I mean, hearing something greenlit for the Twilight of the Gods is a plus for me, because Zack Snyder's a busy man. He's a busy man. But, I need all that shit that he promised us back in 2019.
Yeah, no. For sure. It's taken a little while for everything to get off the ground, which makes sense, though, because having an animation studio is hard. Or working with an animation studio is hard. And then he is a busy dude. He's doing Rebel Moon now and other shit. But I still hope everything comes out good and fantastic, because I do like his little zombie universe thing.
Yeah. But the Vegas movie, we need to see that one whenever that one comes out. But a Norse mythology movie from, Zack Snyder, man, if you thought he was dipping into it with, the DCU with Wonder Woman and Zeus and, all the gods and all that, watch what he does with this show. Even though it's animated, it's going to be fire.
Yeah, for sure. And, I do like Greek mythology, so I expect it to be good. Really good.
Yes. I can't wait. And I know this sounds like a big contrast from what we were just talking about with James Gunn. Now we're going to sound like a bunch of Snyder dick riders, but listen here. This man doesn't miss, okay? I have not seen him miss yet. I mean, some people, everybody's opinion is different, okay? Some people feel James Gunn hasn't missed. That's fine, okay?
I will be there to tell them he does.
He does miss. I mean, according to Josh. I don't think he's missed as much as Josh thinks he's missed, but I'll tell you right now.
He's Shaq shooting free throws missing. No.
Nah. I say
no, but for real.
I say like Fisher. But
for real. It's just, look, it's different.
We have Kobe and LeBron James.
It's different concepts, because this is original content. This is original zombie content. And you know me, I've told you before, zombies aren't they're like my least scary thing. Like, if I can avoid watching anything with zombies, I will, because I don't find them interesting. I find
You don't find a zombie apocalypse scary? You think you'd be able to fight off hordes of zombies as they're coming at you?
Yes. No, it's funny. No. I think it just takes it has to be a real interesting spin for me to be interested. Like The Last of Us zombies, like I like that. I can
It's a different type of zombie.
Yeah.
It's not like a virus. It's actually like the earth taking, life back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can understand that, and I that's dope. Or World War Z zombies, where they had mountains of zombies just sprinting the fuck out of you. Like, yeah, hell yeah, that shit's scary. Like, you know what I mean? But basic zombies, the ones that, okay, kind of like the ones on Train to Busan. I know you haven't seen that movie, but those are basic zombie like people.
But
know
you
what I
said
mean?
you like that movie.
I did. I do. It's a real good movie, but the concept of the zombies are very just plain. The very like ooh, like
So the rest of that story picks up for it.
yeah.
Okay.
But the best example is Walking Dead. Okay, they don't really have interesting zombies. They're all just very like.
It's a TV show. It doesn't have the budget for interesting.
Well,
zombies
no,
like
but
that.
you know what? Well, The Last of Us did it. Last of Us did it in one season. What it took 11 seasons of The Last of Us.
We got one scene of a bloater and like a bunch of zombies coming out, and that was it. The rest of the show empty. No zombies. That's right.
We're gonna have a real talk after the podcast. But what do you call it? It just I didn't find The Walking Dead interesting, and I like what he does with his zombies is a lot interesting. As for DC and James Gunn, like yeah. Aside from my beef with James Gunn, I don't know the Creature Commandos, but I do like the cast, so I'm willing to give it a shot. You know what I mean? It's different circumstances, and I'm willing to explain that shit to anybody who wants to fight me on it. No.
Calm down, Tiger. Well, nobody's gonna fight you. It's okay. But I just wanted to make it known because I did pick up on the big old contrast that happened when we switched subjects there. But we do what we can to be fair and partial to all parties, you know?
To all parties.
All of them. So, moving on, though. We do got word from Tony Gilroy himself saying that Andor Season 2 will end exactly 3 days before the Rogue One story.
Fuck. How we go from 5 seasons to 2, goddamn it.
I know. I'm so sorry.
I need the season to be long as fuck then, because I need good shit.
According to Diego Luna, he says the risks in this season that they take will be very different. And Tony Gilroy adds and says, in every way, he says, look, man, I'm trying to make a career here. He says, I'm not trying to make a career here. If anything, I'm on the downhill side of a long career. But this is an opportunity. This is 1,500 pages of the most dynamic material in these people's lives to deal with. We got it right the first time, and you don't want to let your foot off the gas. So
that's right. We need more people like that.
Yeah, we need Tony Gilroy. Shine them up. CEO Star Wars. So the first season of Andor was fucking phenomenal.
That shit gives me goosebumps.
Fucking phenomenal. It sucks that we did go from 5 seasons to a measly 2. I mean, I guess
I blame all you motherfuckers. No.
Not me. I watched, but I do. I blame you guys because you guys wanted something good. They give you something good and you guys don't watch it.
I blame
some fucking bullshit.
I blame all those quote unquote Star Wars fans who are like, "Oh, this is boring. I need lightsabers and action to keep me satisfied." Well, fuck you. No, you fucking baby. Like you need to see
heist movies and Star Wars doesn't catch your eye
for real. And they had beautiful scenery too, man. Like
that scene where those stars were coming in, you know, the TIE fighter, like everything looked so nice. The shooting on actual scenes, you know what I mean, like in actual forests and fields. That show was beautiful. That show is beautiful, and the fact that everybody was watching Obi-Wan, not as much as you would have liked, but everybody was over there watching that one, but not giving a chance to this show. Oh, come on! I will say for those casual viewers, it will be bad. It would have been like kind of hard to after Boba Fett and after Obi-Wan. So I can kind of understand, but at the same time, I'm still mad because you should have been like me and give it a chance, anyways.
Oh man, so good, such a good show. I can talk about it forever. It's just to be cut at the legs at 2 seasons is so ridiculous to me. 5 we were promised 5, but now 2. God damn it.
Everybody was great in there. I think everybody's acting was good in there. Mon Mothma was fucking amazing. Seeing Saw Gerrera back in uniform. I don't really like Saw Gerrera as much anymore because of after hearing of all the nonsense that that you've seen, obviously in the Bad Batch. If you've seen
what he did to the Bad Batch, he will be my enemy forever.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that dog.
That extremist fuck. Now we know why no one likes to work with that man.
It just makes it all the more crazy that he ended the way he did in Rogue One. But
it's because he's a psycho.
He said, "No, take the ship.
Leave me here.
I'll take on this
I've
blast."
done enough running. Like, what is he? My guy, that is the Death Star coming. Like, come on, dude.
he was like, "Oh, it's that big."
That's no moon.
So I mean, yeah. So this show, I mean, and even hearing too that we might see Andy Serkis's character come back as well.
Kino Loy.
Let's go.
I need to know he made it.
We need more.
I didn't know he jumped on someone's back and swam to land or something.
Imagine he was just like, "No, there was a TIE fighter on the roof. I could have took like 2 of you motherfuckers with me." Man, and he's just gonna be sipping on. He's gonna be like, "How's the swim?" But it's good to hear that we're finally getting a second season. One thing that might keep, might be good to keep an eye on is, 3 days before Rogue One, you may see, the gang. You might see the gang, right? You might see, what was the robot's name? I forgot the robot's name. You might,
the droid.
The droid. You might see him link up with that. We might see him link up with the rebels. But one person that we will fall short of seeing might be Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso. So she was on an interview and she was basically asked, will she make an appearance in season 2? And she says, I'm afraid to say I won't be in Andor season 2, but I still have hope for Jyn Erso at some point to make a comeback, which is a damn shame. Because look at her. She's fine. I fucking love this bitch. But I think that her not coming back makes sense. I mean, who knows? Andor season 2 ends 3 days. Maybe, you just see her in chains passing by because when they run into her, she was already in handcuffs. You know what I mean? So who knows if maybe we see that they're tracking her already in the background or something. You know what I mean? By the end of season 2, who knows? Like, I'm hoping that they do show a sort of a link, and also because that also means that, listen here, guys, it also means that you guys would have to watch Andor in order to really understand Rogue One. So Star Wars just be doing that shit where they're like, we're gonna add more emotion to that shit that happened in this movie. Give this boy 2 seasons, boom, 2 seasons. By season 2, you're gonna be like, man, I really hope he doesn't die, and then
and then Rogue One happens, and you're like, well, fuck. But yeah, no, very good shit. Very excited for season 2. I hope she's lying and she's bullshitting and she's doing that whole Andrew Garfield thing where she is in it for a brief moment.
Andrew, I don't believe shit he says anymore.
Yeah, no, like I hope she does. She's in it for a brief moment. Like, I don't even need like full dialogue or an action scene for her. Just something with her face, and then we'll be alright. We'll know that she's connected.
Yeah. They don't actually need her on set for that either. They can easily just get some footage from wherever, whatever. You know what I mean? So, I mean, hopefully, we get to this point where we do see her. I mean, obviously, we might see Saw Gerrera come back. We might see a few faces come back. Hopefully, we see her as well. Just as a little tease, just to be like, I mean, if they do show her, like I said, that means you guys got to watch Andor. That means you got to watch Andor before you see Rogue One every single time, because it's connected. It's completely like that close connected, right?
Yeah. 3 days before Rogue One. Yeah,
that's like 3 nights.
You'd have to watch it to understand Rogue One for sure. That just means not only do you have to watch the movies, you have to watch all the shows too for context. So I mean, because Star Wars is now digging deep into their shows and stuff. So eventually, to the point, you're gonna have to start watching shows, you casual fuckers.
It's true, and I'm hoping they haven't done this yet, but I'm hoping that they put these Disney Plus shows on physical media, because I need it all. I need, even though I don't like it, Obi-Wan. I need Mando. I need all those shows on physical media. That's what I need. But
that'd be cool.
Disney's not doing it. Disney's not budging. Why, Disney? Why? Tell me why. Tell me why. No, you're not. You're gonna sing? You're not gonna sing the next part?
No, I'm not gonna sing the next part. Let's go on the next article, man. Jesus.
Well, luckily for you, that's the last of it. And luckily for you guys don't have to hear us sing. So, with that being said, if there's anything on here that, we missed, anything that we should have talked about, but we didn't. But guess what? We have more episodes coming out, so we might talk about it. But it'd be nice if you guys communicate with us what you guys want us to talk about, so we can go ahead and talk about that. Any movie that you want us to review, or if you guys just want to interact with us or support us in a big way. Josh, let them know where they can let us know.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. If we post when new episodes are up, and you can engage with us there. If you want to hear us on the go, Spotify and Apple Podcast at FilmBros Podcast. If you want to support us in a big way, we aren't on ZipStream anymore. We actually have Buzzsprout. You can find all our links tied to our bios and all our social medias, which I listed before: Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. And then, while you're doing all that, subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast.
Yep. And don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell.
For real.
And we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.